Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sophie Edwards, and I am a professional SEO, and I get hired to do SEO analyses for clients, and it seemed like the sort of thing that maybe people would be a little interested in finding out how an SEO analyzes a website. So I decided I'm going to start streaming these. This is my first one. It's probably going to be some hiccups. There's already been some hiccups so far because I stopped and started this twice already, but hey, third time's a charm. So let's do our best to dig in here. So our client today is a tarot card reader, spiritual healer, and art therapist. So he's got some search terms he wants to be found for here. So let's take a look at those terms. Let's look at keyword planner. So we start off with Google Keyword Planner. There's a number of different search tools, but I wanted to use as much as I could free tools that anyone here could have access to. And there's a couple different reasons for that. First of all, I want you to be able to do this sort of thing for yourself, but also it's a good way for a beginner to kind of verify the findings that I've got here. When we sign someone on to do kind of like an active ongoing SEO campaign, we often do we'll use more than just Keyword Planner, because Keyword Planner is actually built for Google AdWords, which is if you Google something like, I don't know, naturopathic doctor in Toronto, you're going to come up with these ads here at the top of your search, and then you'll have this stuff down here, and then you'll have the regular results. And these ads here are part of the AdWords program. And Keyword Planner is designed to provide you with keywords that are going to be beneficial for you in the AdWords program. The nice part about it, though, is it gives you a good idea of keyword volume as well. So I'm going to parse through. Here are the keywords that he provided for us that he'd like to rank for. And there's a few that I would like to take out of here, just knowing about his business. Pardon me. So for example, crystal and crystals, those are not good keywords for him. Reason being, he is a card reader and a spiritual advisor, that sort of thing. So he doesn't sell crystals. And so if someone goes to Google and types in crystals, it's more likely that they're looking for either someone who sells crystals or someone who maybe they're into geology and they just want to look up some minerals or something. They're not likely looking for Matt's services, so we're going to get rid of those. Energy healing, crystal healing, sure, we can give those a shot. Tarot cards, again, is someone looking for to buy some tarot cards, or are they looking to get someone to do a tarot card reading for them? So without the modifier reading in there, I would take it out. Ditto with tarot. Spiritual healing, sure. Meditation, again, I don't think that'd be a good idea for him. Yoga, probably the same deal because I don't think he's a yoga teacher. Angels, that is just far too broad. Is somebody a priest and looking for some information? They want to read about the Catholic Church or something. Were they a really big fan of the show Touched by an Angel from the 90s? Who knows? I mean, it's too broad. So angels, go bye-bye. Toronto, Canada, I get it. He just wants to rank in Toronto and in Canada. Cool. Gay spirituality, sure, why not? LGBTQ spirituality, sure. Reiki, sure. Witchcraft, again, I don't think that's... Witchcraft and spells and spellcraft, that kind of stuff is just so broad. It could be it could be someone looking for someone like that, or far more likely, it could be someone looking for spells in a video game, or spells for their D&D campaign, or 10,000 different things. So not specific enough, so those have to go as well. Creative arts therapy, creative art therapist, absolutely. Therapy, too broad. He's not a psychotherapist. And often when people Google therapist, they mean psychotherapist, in the same way that someone would Google doctor and mean medical doctor and not dentist, even though a dentist is still a doctor, but that's not the common understanding. And then art and creativity, again, too broad. So we narrow down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, that is 10. 10, and that's perfect because yeah, the limit is 10 keywords, so AdWords won't let us see any more than that. So from here, what I do is I'll just click Get Results. Oh, wait, no, I spoke too soon. My bad. First, I need to set the location. So we don't want to do Canada-wide. We want to do Toronto. So we'll select Toronto, hit Save, and then let's try that again. Okay, so language English, search networks Google. Great. Okay, so that gave us 1,590 keyword ideas. So let's select all of them and then add keywords. And then what it's doing is adding keywords. Now I'm going to go over to the keyword list. It'll take me there. Anytime now. There we go. Okay. So this up here doesn't really mean much for our purposes. For if we were running an AdWords campaign, that would be far more interesting, but we're not, so it doesn't matter. So what we want to do is we're just going to select all. Actually, we don't even need to do that. We're going to hit this button right here, which is to save the plan as a CSV, an Excel document, and then we open it up. And this is what it gives us. There's a whole lot of irrelevant information for us here. So again, I'm going to get rid of these first 6 categories. Keyword type, we don't need to worry about those. Segmentation, again, don't need to worry about it. Estimated clicks, no. Estimated impressions, absolutely we would like. Estimated cost is going to be interesting to us. So we're going to get rid of, and also these first few lines here, we can get rid of as well. Yeah, so we'll just get rid of everything else. For our purposes, these are all we need to worry about. So I'm going to turn this into a table and then sort largest to smallest. And we're going to take a look at the type of keywords that might be actually someone looking for Matt's services. Because we did our best to narrow it down at the beginning, but that's not to say necessarily that all these keywords are going to be relevant to him. So let's take a look through this list. Reiki, it's not the best keyword because it is broad, but it's specific enough that I think it still works. It's not the best. Reiki healing is a little bit better. Still not the best, but we'll stick with it. Energy healing is good. Spiritual healing, chakra healing, those are all pretty good. Reiki master, if he is a Reiki master, and I think he is, that is very much a good one because that's looking for, Reiki and Reiki healing could be someone who wants to research Reiki, who wants to find out a little bit more about Reiki. Whereas Reiki master is someone very specifically looking for, a Reiki master, come on. So the fact that that is right there is great. 1,026.2 impressions each month. So an impression, what that means is it's the number of times you can roughly expect someone to see your website if it was at the top of Google. Google AdWords uses that as a metric to show you roughly how many people could expect to see your ad if you bought a Reiki, an ad for the keyword Reiki Master. So that's good. That's a decent amount of traffic. 1,000 searches a month if you're a Reiki Master, and you had 10% of those searches. That's well, let's round up 103 new inquiries a month. So not bad, not bad. A spiritual healer. Again, that is Matt specifically. Learning Reiki. As far as I know, Matt does not do. He's not a Reiki teacher, and so we can safely ditch that one. Chakra balancing, sure. Reiki therapy, yep, absolutely. Reiki online, we can leave that one in. The spiritual healer. So these keywords often come up with the at the beginning, and that on the surface it seems like a good keyword, but it could also be somebody's brand. And I don't actually know if the spiritual healer is somebody's brand. So I will leave it in there, but I'm not going to mark it green because it's not necessarily the best. Spirituality and healing, those are good broad keywords. Best Reiki, Reiki energy. The emotion code is probably a book. So we can get rid of that. Reiki practitioner, bingo, right on the money. That's the number one keyword right there from the perspective of being the most relevant to what he does. There's like, if someone Googles Reiki practitioner, there's pretty much a 100% chance that they're looking for someone who that does what Matt does. So that's a wonderful keyword for him. Energy and healing, we can leave that in there. Reiki massage, I don't think he does massage, so we'll get rid of that. Reiki energy healing, yes, sure. Scalar energy healing, there's a couple different possibilities for that. One could be that it is a typo. That happens, but not usually this high in the, oh, pardon me. Typos don't usually occur that high. It would be weird if 327 people a month happen to make that very specific typo. And so it's more than likely that that is um, some sort of modality. I'll mark it with an orange, which means kind of maybe, because honestly, I don't know if Matt offers that. Shaman, spiritual healer. I don't think Matt bills himself as a shaman, so we'll get rid of that. Chakra energy healing, sure. Spiritual crystals, again, not. It's too product based. Healing through energy, sure. Reiki level 1, that's probably training to be a Reiki practitioner, which is not what Matt does. Healing negative energy, that's a good keyword. Probably a great blog title there. Reiki crystals, let's get rid of that. A Reiki master, that's probably a good one too. What was the one up here? Reiki master and a spiritual healer. Okay, so a Reiki master is pretty good. Reiki and healing, sure. Energy therapy, sure. Quantum energy healing, I will put an orange on that again because frankly I have no idea. Reiki 1, same deal. Vibrational healing, okay. Reiki self-healing, that's someone looking for self-help, which is cool, but not, not Matt's jam. So let's get that to the top here. And if this seems tedious, it is. Welcome to the life of an SEO. Where were we? Energetic healing, chakra cleansing, using energy to heal, Reiki treatment. Yeah, I think all those are good. The Reiki, I don't know. We'll leave that in because it could be good. Orgone gemstone, I don't think so. Reiki near me, that's a great one. Anytime it says near me, that's a really good one to target for a local business. And Matt is a local business. He's a local service. So that's great. And it's also really good to target from the perspective of Google Maps, but more on that later. So intuitive healing, sure. I think unintuitive is a type of healer. So that can work. Alternative energy healing. Okay, vibrational energy healing, quantum touch, I'll put that as a orange. Distance Reiki, that is probably something Matt could target. Um, I know he kind of wants to do more in-person work, but at the time of this recording, hopefully you're watching it at a better time. But at the time of this recording, we're in the middle of COVID, so I imagine distance Reiki is probably a little more interesting to him. About Reiki, that is not really. Not really. Actually, you know what? That could work from the perspective of writing a blog article to get people interested in his services. Energy healing medicine, we can leave that in there. Usui Reiki, that's another, that looks like a specific modality. I don't know if Matt does that. One thing you might be noticing is there are very few tarot card related keywords in here. In fact, there are so few that I'm going to go back to AdWords and make sure I didn't make a mistake. Because you'd think that there would be some showing up. Let's see. None whatsoever. Let's see. Okay, so one keyword in there with 0 searches. I have a hard time believing that's true. So let me try and run this search again. Oh, you know what happens? For some reason, so Google AdWords, as you can see, they've removed the keywords. So I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna show you something. Google AdWords removes certain keywords that they find, I don't know, maybe they find it distasteful or something. Let's try. This is my theory. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the case. All keywords were removed. Okay. So basically what that's telling me is Google is saying they don't maintain keywords on tarot card reading. Why? Frankly, I don't know. That doesn't seem like the sort of thing that would be really offensive. There are some other things that they don't keep traffic on. So for example, I think Bitcoin is something that they don't do. At least they didn't used to. It may have changed. It's been a long time. Okay, well, it's changed. So for whatever reason, tarot card reading is not a keyword that we can research, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to have to deliver that bad news to Matt, but we can still drive Reiki related traffic to his website. So that's going to be the focus of this. That's going to be the focus of this analysis. So anyway, let's get back into this. So Usui Reiki, that was another one that I was going to orangify. Reiki healing therapy, Reiki distance healing. Yeah, what did I mark the last one? The distance Reiki. Yeah, that was a green. Okay, so I'll do that. Reiki sessions, another great one. Spiritual energy healing, sure. Reiki stone, I'm going to get rid of that one. Spiritual healer near me, heck yes. Healing through chakras, sure. Self Reiki, nope, not self Reiki. Reiki master level and Reiki level 2, nope, no good for us. Healing touch therapy. That's another one that I don't know about. Therapeutic touch. Okay, energy healing practitioner. Yes, that is very specifically what that is. Reiki spiritual healing. Okay. Reiki 4. That's a weird one. You'll often find that might come about in. Let me take this for a test drive and show you. So let's go to Google, and that probably came out of the autocomplete. So someone probably typed Reiki 4 and then saw, I don't know, Reiki for dogs or something, and they're like, oh, that's what I was looking for, and then hit enter, and then accidentally hit enter without clicking the dogs part. That's possible. It could also be just that someone meant to type what is Reiki for or what is Reiki good for, and they were just too lazy to type it out. I don't know. Either way, we can leave that in. Reiki A, I don't have much of a comment on that one. Energy healing near me, heck yes. Chakras and balance, sure, we can leave it in. Emotional energy healing, sure. Healing your chakras, yeah. Reiki healing treatment. Yeah, that one again is very specifically looking for treatment. So that's great. Healing. Best spiritual healer. Isn't that the best? Well, I suppose it's up to the um, the word I'm looking for is consumer to find out. Reiki healing near me, yes, good one. Energy healing therapy, sure. Qigong healing. I don't think he does Qigong healing, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Or is it Qigong? Whatever. To heal your chakras. That would be a good blog title. To heal your chakras, here are 5 tips. There's a great one. Holy Fire Reiki, I don't know. Tachyon energy healing. Sounds like something out of Star Trek. I don't know. Distance energy healing. Yes, let's include that in there. Chi energy healing. That's related to Qigong or Qigong or whatever, so I'm going to take that out. Reiki natural healing. Good to leave in there. Reiki teachers near me. I don't think he bills himself as a teacher, so we'll take that out. Spirit and soul healing. Reiki level, we'll take that out. Donna Eden energy healing. That's clearly looking for either a specific person who does healing or a specific methodology of healing. Don't think that quite fits, so we'll get rid of that. Energy healing Ottawa. Matt is not in Ottawa, so goodbye. Solar plexus chakra healing, sure. Spiritual tuning forks. That's probably related to a purchase. Gemstone chakra, probably another purchase. Violet flame healing, no idea. Oracle reading, that is something that he said he was interested in. In fact, I think that was one of our original keyword ideas. Oracle reading, yeah, right there. Cool. Okay. Pardon me. Energetic medicine. I don't know what that means. It sounds broadly like it's relevant to him. Spiritual cleansing rocks and crystals. No. To product related. Spiritual healing crystals. No. Gemstone energy. Again, probably to product related. Reiki is, that's one we can leave in. Try to run through these a little faster because it's probably getting boring for y'all. Oh, excuse me. That's probably school. Psychic spiritual healing. I don't think he builds himself as a psychic. Not a shaman. It's too white for that. Therapy Reiki. No idea. That. Biofield energy healing. I don't know. Creative arts therapy. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. About Reiki healing. Spiritual healing spells. I bet he'd be into that. Reiki for horses. Good question. Let me take a look. He's got, what's his ideal client? He doesn't say he wants to work with animals. So let's get a Reiki for horses. Goodbye, Reiki healing treatment near me. Heck yes. Reiki massage therapy. I don't think he does. Reiki practitioner, yeah. That's that title from before. Guide to spirit healing. Oh, guide could be a book, but it could also be a spirit guide, so I'll leave that in there. Best spiritual crystals. Take that out. Epilepsy spiritual healing, sure. Reiki, inner child spiritual healing. Practitioners, yeah, that's a good one. Healing sessions. Goodbye. Reiki master healer. Reiki master me. Those are all great. Angel energy healing. Oh, he did say angels, didn't he? That was one that I took out. But if that's his jam, then great. Remote Reiki. Great. Aura and chakra cleansing. Famous spiritual healers. He's not famous, not yet. Scalar healing. Maybe he'll become famous with my help. Who knows? Okay. 7 healing chakras. Einstein Reiki. person. Am I a spiritual healer? If you have to ask that question to Google, the answer is probably no. The spiritual healers in the world, it's a weird one. Cleansing near me. Okay. Etobicoke. He's not in Etobicoke. He's right in the Church Wellesley Village. So, nope. Learning Reiki online. Nope. That's scalar thing again. That also sounds like something from Star Trek. A lot of this stuff does. Spiritual dowsing healing. No idea. Traditional spirit. He's not traditional. Vortex healing. Nope. Yoho Reiki. Shambhala Reiki. There's a lot of very specific modalities for Reiki. I had no idea. Whenever I find keywords that are related to cost, I always delete them. Because even though someone might be looking for a Reiki healer, what you never want to do, if you're an SEO, what you never want to do is start sending cheapskates to your clients. Because, I mean, those are going to be the types of leads that are the biggest hassle to deal with. And if you're a client, I hope you realize that I'm doing my best to send you good quality leads. Occasionally you'll get a cheapskate through still, but I do my best to filter them. And one of the ways is to get rid of cost-related keywords. It's not that there weren't that many searches anyway, not even 10 searches a month, so not that important. Reiki Pyramid, I don't know what that means. Reiki teaching, I'll put that in another maybe. Spiritual healing sessions, yeah. Understanding Reiki. Sure, that could be a good blog title. No animals. Maybe he does animals, but he didn't say that. So something to make a note of. So when I present this analysis to him, I'll bring it up that, hey, there's some Reiki around animals. Maybe you're interested in doing that. Maybe you're not, but hey, energy medicine Jill Blakeway, that's another name that we don't necessarily want to be targeting. 0 point energy healing. That's maybe another one of those maybe things. Aura healing. Bengston energy healing. That could be a name too. Mr. or Mrs. or Mix Bengston. Who knows? Bioenergy therapy. Key healing. No. Healing. That was another one that I marked as maybe. Reiki healing for depression. Okay. So that's interesting to note. People search for Reiki for specific things. So that's kind of cool. Usui Ryoho. I don't know if he does that. Angelic Reiki, that's something he was interested in, but that's not necessarily looking for a person. It could be we're looking for like those angel card things or whatever. So skip that. Art, spiritual healing, not a bad one, but not specific enough. Becoming, no. Best gemstones, no. Best spiritual healer near me, yeah, that works. Certified Reiki master. Maybe, because it could be looking for a certified Reiki master near me, or it could be looking for becoming a certified Reiki master. So I'm not going to mark it as green, but I'm not going to get rid of it either. Chakra for balance, creative therapies, crystals and spirituality. Get rid of the crystal related stuff. Distance Reiki sessions, that's a good one. Dragon energy healing. Sounds pretty cool. Energetic body healing, sure. Energy healing, energy practitioner, near me, sure. Energy sound healing, energy worker near me, yep. Body, mind, healing, healing touch treatment, sure. Jamaican spiritual healer. He's definitely not Jamaican, definitely not Japanese as well. Okay, so learning Reiki near me. No, we're not learning Reiki. We're looking for Reiki services. Master Reiki Master. Redundant, but I guess 5.3 people a month like being redundant. Long distance Reiki healing. That was a good one. Performing Reiki. Maybe let's leave it in. Psychic healer near me. I don't think he bills himself as psychic. Reiki coach. Is that a phrase? Sure. Reiki cost. Again, let's get rid of that. Reiki energy therapy. Sure. Reiki, no massage. Reiki healing services. That's a good one. Oh boy, this is a long list. Oh, Spiritual Healing Center. That sounds like a specific place, especially since it's written in American. Spiritual healing stores. Nope. Spiritual medicine for healing. I don't think so. Once you start talking about medicine, then things can get a little tricky. Steve Murray. His name is not Steve Murray. It's Matt. The healer by energy. Weird term. I'm going to get rid of that one. Third chakra healing. Tuning fork. Spiritual. No. Rand and Dave Nelson. No. Reiki healing chakras. Master practitioner. Yeah. Reiki masters in my area. Yeah. William Rand. No. Healing. No. Find a Reiki practitioner in your area. Oddly specific, but it works. Gold Reiki. Okay. Harry Edwards healer. Nope. Kundalini Reiki. I don't know if he does Kundalini. Well, I know that's a type of yoga. Might be Reiki as well. I don't know. Mikao Usui. I think that was either a form that we were looking at before, but I thought it was Usui Mikao. Doesn't matter. Anyway, goodbye. Native healers. He's not native, so goodbye. Natural spiritual healing. Okay, sure. Pranic healing treatment. Another, I don't know. Professional energy healers near me. Well, the definitions of professional is that you get paid, so sure. Reiki and autism, Reiki baby, Reiki for anxiety, Reiki for beginners, Reiki for life, Reiki in hospitals, no. The rest of them are okay. Reiki retreats, no. Shamanic Reiki, no. Subtle energy therapy. I don't know, maybe another maybe. The energy healing experiments. Don't think that is relevant. Level 1, no. William Lee Rand, no. Top energy healers. Okay, cool. And as you can see, there are a whole lot more, but if I had to go through all 1,500 plus, I would probably melt, like just become a puddle. But after this point, these keywords aren't really that relevant because there are 0 impressions to them. So if I end up giving Matt this document and he looks through and says, oh, ancient Egyptian energy healing, that's not relevant to me. I don't care, really. It doesn't matter that much, and it doesn't really matter that much to Matt. The reason why I like to keep them in there is because, first of all, it doesn't hurt to rank for them, because if Google has them indexed, then that means someone must have searched for them at some time. So it could be that it is just kind of out of fashion at this point to use a certain language, like, I don't know, 21-day chakra cleanse. Maybe that's not popular right now, but maybe in the future it could be. The best example I've ever seen to demonstrate this is when I was doing keyword research for a vape shop. like the electronic cigarette things. Once upon a time, people called them e-cigarettes. Now people call them vapes. And so you see the traffic for e-cigarette go down, 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 down over the years. Eventually, maybe it'll get to nothing. And the traffic for vape has gone up, 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 up over the years. So 5 or 6 years ago, ranking for e-cigarette might have been all the way up here at the top, whereas now maybe it's like closer down to here. Not to say that it won't ever be valuable again. So, these keywords are still useful on that extent, but also they are useful from the perspective that they can give you what's called long tail keywords. So if you're writing an article on creative arts therapy, let's say, actually no, let's choose one of these. So aromatherapy for healing the spirit. Okay, so maybe aromatherapy is a keyword. In fact, I'm sure it is. It wasn't in here because that's not something he mentioned he wanted to research. But aromatherapy for healing the spirit. That could be a good blog title. And if we were targeting the phrase aromatherapy, then that blog title will still target that keyword as well. When you're building links to different pages on your site, whenever you post a blog article, you want to build links internally to different pages on your site, but you don't want to just include the same link anchor text over and over and over and over again, because then it becomes boring. Pardon me. I don't know why I keep burping. When I say it becomes boring, I don't mean it becomes boring to humans. I mean it becomes boring to Google. It looks weird from Google's perspective to see a whole bunch of links pointing to a single page and they all have the same anchor text. However, if you have a page about aromatherapy, then you can build a link to that page on a blog article that says aromatherapy for healing the spirit, and that will end up with you're still hitting the aromatherapy keyword, but you've also got several other words in there, and that will help give you some diversity in your anchor text. Okay, so we've got all these different keywords, and we've marked some of them green. And what we're going to do as well is we're going to sort largest to smallest with estimated cost. So the higher the cost in general, the higher the competition for that keyword. And so often, but not always, often you find the higher trafficked keywords have a higher cost. That makes sense. Reiki, yeah, there's almost 14,000 people a month in Toronto searching for Reiki treatment, or searching for the term Reiki. So yeah, if you want a chunk of those searches, you're going to have to pay. However, if we look at these are the four most expensive, by far the four most expensive. I mean, the highest one here is 341, and then once we get past that, we're barely cracking 40. So the fact that Reiki Master, it has a fair amount of traffic, and it's pricey, but not super pricey. That shows us that that's maybe a medium competition keyword. These four are high competition keywords, but they're also not really that relevant to Matt because he does Reiki healing, but someone who Googles Reiki healing might be looking for him, or they just as likely might be looking for information on Reiki healing. So these are very high competition, but they're not really that useful to him. Reiki therapy has a decent chunk of traffic and is not terribly expensive, so I'm going to mark that one green. Reiki practitioner, same deal, I'm going to mark that one green. A spiritual healer, that is a lot of traffic, and the cheapest one so far that we've seen. So that's another good one that we're going to mark. Reiki near me, not bad, not bad. Not the best, but not bad. Ooh, a Reiki master is great. Only $3. And distance Reiki, that's a spicy one too. So let us check that off. Reiki healing treatment. These other ones. Okay. So I'm going to sort these by color. And then, so that gives us our top 5 keywords from the perspective of competition and estimated traffic, trying to balance those two out. That's how I'm getting that information. Okay, so I'm going to copy those, put them into my template here. It's going to look ugly for a sec, but just bear with me. I'm going to do 619.1, 491, 829.6, 125.3, 207.5. Okay, cool. So let's get rid of these spicy boys here. Now I'm going to say that. Now what I do from here is I'm going to sort by color. I'm going to do custom sort, and I'm going to, how do I do this again? I want to hide all the orange ones. Filter by color. So we want to do that and that. Let me do that again. Okay, so what we can do, first of all, is we can do auto sum. So 4591.88 is the total number of impressions per month. Oops. For these. Is that right? Let's see. Yep. Okay, cool. All right, now I'm going to sort filter by color and I'll do no fill. And the point here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to filter out all the orange ones that I marked as maybe not relevant to Matt. Because I think it would be disingenuous of me to say, like, oh, look at all these people searching for you. And that Matt looks through the list and is like, yeah, but I don't do half these things. Okay. Oops. Oh, wait. 4591.88. Plus equals 41944.77. Wow. 41944.77. That's more than 40,000 people a month looking for spiritual healing and Reiki help in Toronto. That's a lot of people. And this is always really nice from the perspective of, once I actually show this to the client, I'll let him know, look how much traffic there is. Let's say we can get 1% of that traffic. Is that going to keep you busy? And most people will say, yeah. I mean, if you divide that by 1%, that moves the decimal over 2, right? So that's 420 inquiries a month. And let's say he converts half of those. Okay, that is 210 new clients a month. That's enough to keep him hella busy. So now the approach is to figure out what's going on with his website and what's going on with his competitors' websites. So before we do that, we need to figure out who his competitors are in the first place. So what I'm going to do is some keyword research. So I'm going to go to Firefox and use my free VPN here. And get out of here. Muted you for God's sake. Okay, so there are tools out there like SEMrush, like Ahrefs, that will do the ranking analysis for you. Like I said before, I want to use mostly, as much as I can, free tools that are available to everybody. Not to say that Ahrefs or SEMrush are not good ideas. They are good ideas and we do use them. I just don't use them in these analyses because I like to be able to, as much as possible, give someone as much accessibility as they can into the world of SEO. Because I don't know, I find this stuff interesting. So anyway, the way I do this is I use the VPN. I connect to a new IP address, and then I will confirm to make sure that the IP address is set up properly. Excuse me. Okay, so as far as this, as far as the Firefox browser is concerned, I am somewhere in Corktown in Toronto. And as far as you're concerned, I'm somewhere in Corktown in Toronto as well, because you have no idea where I am. Anyway, so from here, what I do is I will Google Reiki Therapy Toronto. Okay, and now I'm going to skip right over the ads because for our purposes here, they're not relevant. For our purposes here, right now, the map pack is also not relevant. We'll talk about that maybe another time. But for now, not relevant. So what we're doing is we're looking for Reiki practitioners. And we're going to make a list of the results that show up first. So we're going to put Open Care. Now, Open Care is a business listing website. It's not a practitioner, so I don't need to note their URL. I just need to know that it's not a competitor. So Yelp, same deal. We're gonna skip across this schema markup stuff here. Vivian Osal, so that's our first competitor. Osal.ca. Nature's Intentions in Naturopathy. Okay, so it looks like a come on. Oh, wait. So it looks like a naturopathic clinic that does Reiki as well. Okay, Canadian Reiki Association. So that's probably going to be a training, Reiki training, but I don't know. Let's double check. Membership practitioners, teachers. Yeah, this is clearly a training association. Okay. AlternativeHealer.ca. Some of these you can tell right off the bat. Some of them you can't. We can't establish a connection. Establish a connection to anything else. Yes, we can. Okay. So there's something wrong with that website currently. Fair enough. We're going to make a note of it anyway. And then we've got Kijiji, Rehab Toronto.ca. That looks like it could be a competitor. HHC Center.com. That looks like it. Orion Mott. Okay. So that's page one. I always want to make a note of what's on page one. And then what I do is I go through I go down to page 5 to see if I can find my client's website anywhere. And often I can't. And I mean, they know their SEO is terrible, which is why they came to me in the first place. So let's see. We're down to page 4 now, I think. Yeah, page 4. Yeah, Matt is nowhere to be found. I don't bother going past page 5. And why would I? Because no one else is going to go past page 5. No one else goes past page 1, really. But people are definitely not going past page 5. So, yeah. So let's go on to Reiki Practitioner. Often the keywords are pretty, or the results are pretty similar, but not always. So again, open care, reiki.ca, Yelp. Now that is actually a good sign for Matt that the top 3 results are not Reiki practitioners. Google is aware of sites like OpenCare, sites like Yelp. They don't penalize them, but they, in general, broadly speaking, would prefer to rank a local business over a directory. So the fact that so many directories are getting ranked means it bodes well for Matt. I'll put it that way. Okay, so soul.ca. This person is back again. Alternative healer. That's a really good sign. If alternative healer turns out being their top competition and we can't even load the website, that would be, oh, okay, here we go. Now it's loading. All right. Oh, but do they even do Reiki? Okay, well, angel therapy, Reiki healing. Okay, so they are a competitor. Okay. Om Toronto, okay, that's Reiki certification. X beside the ones that I know that are relevant. Hypno Healing Institute, featured in Oprah. Let's see. Pardon me. This is the boring part. I mean, this whole thing can be kind of boring. If if this sort of thing in general is not interesting to you, then you'll probably be bored. Okay, so hypno healing. It's a hypnosis training school. Okay, so that is an X. GG. I know that's an X. HGC Center. There is a lot of repetitive stuff in the world of doing SEO analyses. Okay, so let's look for that again. There's it. It's almost 3 o'clock. All right. Oh, there's Orion Mott toward the bottom of page 2. Another very Star Trek-y name. I'm kind of digging this. Maybe Matt should change his name to Odo or something. Or Worf. Okay. Nope, no luck. Nope, still no Matt. Okay, so that's very clear so far. A spiritual healer. Let's try that one. My lips are super chapped. I'm going to be right back, y'all. I'm back. Did you miss me? Okay. So, where were we? All right, Integral Healing Center. So this is kind of a fresh batch of keywords because a Reiki practitioner is not necessarily a spiritual healer, is not necessarily a Reiki practitioner. So we might have a completely different set of results here. So Integral Healing Center. integral healing, integral healing. I don't know. Okay, so these are courses. Okay, yeah, that's very clearly an educational. So, okay, is this the same website? Okay, client-centered psychotherapy. Okay, so this is an interesting one because Matt is not a psychotherapist. He's absolutely not. He doesn't claim to be one. He doesn't have the credentials to be one. However, a psychotherapist could still compete with him if that psychotherapist bills themselves as doing energy healing. And that's a point at which Matt is at a bit of a disadvantage because the psychotherapist who does energy healing could draw traffic from the psychotherapy sources as well as the spiritual healing sources. Matt is cut off from this one and can only get spiritual healing, which is okay. It's doable. Um, but it does put Matt at a bit of a disadvantage. That's okay though. Okay. Interesting. Black magic spells. Um, what on earth is this? Uh, is this something coming up? Price $2,000. Jeez, you better be damn good at what you do. I shouldn't talk like that. I shouldn't talk down about other people's businesses. 8th of May. Okay, so this is for an event that has already passed. So this could not be less relevant to anybody. So that bodes well for Matt. Kijiji, Yelp, that's a news company, CTV News, Wild. Okay, here we go. Finally, we get looks like 3 competitors. So let's start with, I don't know why I'm opening all 3. Oh my god, this website is very, very 1998. Wonder if she built this on GeoCities. I'm not talking shit about someone else's business, just about her website. Yeah, this is not a great website, but the fact that this website is ranking and it's ranking on the front page is wild because I guarantee this is not optimized. Doug Jacobson, this one looks a lot better than that one. Copyright 2014. Okay, so he's clearly and clearly he did a little bit of SEO at least because that is clearly a keyworded URL. And then we've got Geraldine Healing. Host is Geraldine. Is that a person or is it a is this Geraldine? Sessions. What am I looking at the website for? It doesn't matter. Healing.com. That's the point. Is that she does sessions clearly. Okay, so now let's look through to see if we can find that. Oh, there's Vivian Osal. I'm gonna make a note of that because that will probably be relevant for us. Well, this is tricky too, though. That there's a lot of news articles popping up. So he's going to have to work against Orion Mod again. He's going to have to work against an already negative preconception of what he does, which I'm sure he's used to already. I work with a lot of clients like that. I work with a lot of naturopaths And people do like to talk shit about naturopaths and about chiropractors. And I've had great results with both personally. I think they're great. So anyway, again, no, Matt. Matt, my friend, this is not boding well for you. Yeah, Vivian is doing something right. She's going to end up one of the top competitors, I'm sure. What's going on here? Why can't I scroll? My scroll wheel stopped working all of a sudden. All right, whatever. Okay, so let's get out of here. I want you back. Oh, did you just close? Oh no, wait. What's happening here? There we go. Okay. Oh my shift button got stuck down. Thank God I did not want to have to do all that research again. Okay, so Yelp, Open Care, so Reiki courses and Reiki sessions. Okay. Eventbrite. That's another weird one because Eventbrite pages are, by their very definition, temporary. They're only useful insofar as the event has not yet happened. What am I doing? Put your phone down, Sophie. You're on a live stream. Okay, so let's take a look and see if we can find our poor friend Matt. Sometimes I dig as deep as page 10, and it's wild some of the things that you dig up. I was doing an analysis for a speech therapist in Austin, Texas, I believe she was located, and she was nowhere to be found. And I went as deep as page 10, and I couldn't find her. But who I did find was actually Elizabeth Warren's Wikipedia page. Yeah, that Elizabeth Warren. Apparently she was a speech therapist before she got into politics, so go figure. But that is almost insulting to a business owner or to a website owner because it's saying that something that is painfully irrelevant to what they do is more relevant than they are, right? Like so Google thought that Elizabeth Warren's Wikipedia page was more useful to someone looking for a speech therapist in Austin, Texas, than an actual speech therapist in Austin, Texas. Means her website was pretty bad, unfortunately. Anyway, where were we? Let's get back to this here. On Toronto. Was that an X? Let's see. Toronto, yeah, it was an X. Okay. Open Care, Osal. Reiki. There. She Belly. It's a cute name. And hypno healing, which I think was also an X. Yes. Okay. Matt, my friend, you have one last chance. One last chance to show up in the SERPs. Ever heard that phrase, SERPs? Search engine ranking positions. These are the SERPs, like the different places that people rank. Ooh, up in Stouffville. That's interesting. Right, got New Zealand. Okay. Okay. Free Reiki healing class in 2013. I got a time machine that might be useful. If not, I mean, damn, Matt, you're struggling here, bud. So that's what we've seen so far. However, as any SEO beginner could tell you, you can get different results from search. So just doing a Google search is not necessarily going to be 100% accurate. Good point. So at that point, there are a couple things I do to mitigate that issue. First of all, I use a clean browser. The history has been wiped. The cache has been cleared. I can speak, I promise. And so it's completely bare bones. I'm also not logged in. So you can see you can log into Google, and that can kind of skew the results a little bit. I'm not signed in. However, it's still not perfect. So in that regard, what I do is I disconnect from my VPN. Get out of here. And I connect to another one if I can in the same city. Not always possible. So let's take a look at this spicy boy. See if it's given me a different IP address. And if it hasn't, I'll just use my naked IP. Okay, so that's the same one. So I'm going to disconnect and connect to another one. I do have a paid VPN, but like I said, I like using free tools for you guys. So you can see you can do this yourself with minimal investment. Okay, so it's giving me the same one. So from that case, I'm just going to disconnect from the VPN and just use my naked IP address. And I'm going to do the whole thing over again. Yay! Hopefully you have not fallen asleep yet. Probably you have browsed away from your browser at this point because this is a lot. I know. But hey. Okay, so Reiki therapy, and then we're going to do Reiki therapy 2. And I'm largely going to race through this part. Are these identical results? Sometimes they are. Am I in the identical? Okay, no, I'm not. I'm on a different IP. Perfect. Reiki.ca. Did I miss alternative healer? No, they're just not showing up. Okay. Brian Mott. So as you can see, it's slightly different. Pretty similar, which is generally to be expected. Not always, but generally. But as you can see, first is both is OpenCare, second both is Yelp, third both is OSOL, or OSOL, I don't know. Fourth, both is nature's intentions, and then Reiki. And then that's where we change a little bit. So the bottom few are shuffled up a little bit, but for the most part, it's the same. So let's see if Matt fares any better on this IP than he did on the first one. Okay. Cherokee McLeod. That is the name of a Reiki teacher if I ever saw one. Wendy's son, that's a good one too. Nope. Matt, you're struggling. Okay. Here. Okay, so open chair, then Reiki, then Yelp, then Osal. Okay, so the first four are the same. And then Om. And then alternative healer. KJJ. If you happen to be American, Kijiji is a, it's not unlike Craigslist, though it's not quite as Web 1.0, and it is, as far as I know, exclusively Canadian. In case you're confused as to what the hell that website is. So, nature's intentions, naturopathy, AHC Center. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 results. So maybe I missed one. Oh yeah, hypno healing. Sometimes I miss one, but sometimes there really are fewer than 10 results. It's just the way Google works. I think it depends on how big the map pack is and how many ads people are buying. Okay, no luck there. Let's do it this way. Nope. Nope. No. Matt. Okay. Spiritual healer, Toronto. Let's see. Integral healing, Toronto, Kijiji. Nope. So it seems to be a pattern that the first 5 are always the same. And then Energy Intuitives, that super Web 1.0 website. News. That. CTV News. That's an X. I know I spelled the URL wrong, but I don't really care. All I need to note is that there was something there, and it doesn't matter. So copy paste. Okay, same as before. Oh my God. I went to see this guy once, John of God. Oh wow, I'm gonna have to tell her that. Okay, anyway. So Turn me off a little bit. I'm going to copy this and stick it somewhere else. Stick it at the top here. Completely irrelevant to this stream, but relevant to my mama. My family always comes first. So, Osal is at the same spot, it looks like. Page 2, spot 3. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Orion Mott might be worth noting as well. We'll take a look at what the final results are. I might just split this up into two streams because I know this is a lot. I might finish the keyword research section and then do the actual on-site analysis separately. Okay, no Matt once again. Despite how boring this might seem, I actually do love what I do. This is not the most exciting part of it, that's for sure. But it is a really good way to make a living, I think. It's a lot of fun. Oh, here we go. Number 1 and 2 have flipped. For once, number 1 and 2 are different. Okay, and then Osal again, Reiki again, alternative healer again, GG, nature's intentions, not easy, nice and easy that time. Okay, so go look for Matt. Nope. 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 All right. No Matt. Is the last one we have to double up? Yes, it is. Great. Okay. Okay, so that disappears. Joanna Seapost, Reiki Master. Okay, so I'm trying to do this. I'm expecting Osal's website to be at least decent, but watch me open it and it's just like a total stinker. Only one way to find out. Okay, alternative healer, Barb Keshin, Key Valley, and Hypno Healing. Great. And I highly doubt Matt is showing up anywhere. 9 out of 10 is failed 9 chances out of 10. But hey, maybe the 10th time is the charm and he will snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Unlikely, but let's find out. Matt, you poor guy, you're nowhere. You are nowhere. Okay, so that's the end of us doing our direct search research. So now what we do is I'm going to go through these and mark which ones are clearly coming up ahead. So OSAL, we're going to mark how many times a URL shows up on page 1. So, so it's 2 so far. Nature's intentions. And these 3 were relevant as well. And Mateo, of course, is nowhere. And then, okay, so nature's intentions again. Healer, yes, again. Additional rehab, yes, again. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out, stick it at the bottom. You may be wondering why I use Notepad. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know why I use Notepad. Okay, so Osal is showing up again. Alternative healer is showing up again. Hypno healing is irrelevant. is irrelevant. HHC center, that's showing up again. And again, HHC, nature's intentions, alternative healer. Ooh, nature's intentions showed up here and not there. That's interesting. Okay. Nature's intentions, HHC, alternative healer, and OSA. Okay. Now, I'm not just deleting these outright because I am going to need them later. These are just rough notes. These aren't something that I give to the client, but I'm not quite done with using them in this regard yet. Spiritual healer, Osal did not turn out on top for spiritual healer. I guess Osal does not build themselves as such. Okay, so integral healing actually twice in the same search, which is kind of interesting. And we'll just paste these lazy boys, and we just know that Matt has not shown up anywhere, so really not worth addressing. Okay, and that's actually going to skew the results if I put them in twice, so I'm just going to mark them once. Energy. When Osal was page 2, spot 3, which is close to the top, not the top, but it doesn't surprise me, considering that they ranked pretty well for the other terms. Okay, so Reiki near me. Again, Osal is clearly coming out on top on both. And then alternative healer, again. Nature's intentions, again. Orion Mott, back in the fold. Cashin. Twice. Orion Mott shows up twice. Okay. Okay, so Osal is very clearly one of their top competitors. We'll mark that twice. And then we've got Nature's Intentions. Alternative Healer shows up twice. Arcushion shows up twice. Key Belly and Hypno Healing. Okay, so I'm not even going to bother putting Key Belly in here, even though they are a competitor, because I mean it's just clear at this point that the rest of their competition has much more traffic. So I'm going to delete the ones that only have 2 results because they're not so great. We've got this guy, and this guy. And so these 3 I'm going to get rid of. And so that leaves us with these 3 have the highest number of instances showing up on the first page for these searches. And in general, the order has been Osal, Nature's Intentions, Alternative Healer. Sometimes these 2 bounce back and forth with each other, but Osal is very clearly the top dog. Nature's Intentions and Alternative Healer are kind of 2 and 3 between them. So I'm expecting the 2 of them to be more or less the same from an optimization perspective, and Osal to be stronger. And then, of course, Matero.com is nowhere to be found. So that is how I do keyword research from the perspective of doing an SEO analysis. So I hope you found that interesting. I hope you found that not too terribly boring. And next time I'm going to come back to this analysis, and I'm going to do the actual on-site, off-site, and technical analysis to see how they're doing from an optimization perspective. So thanks for watching, everyone. If you are interested in getting one of these done for yourself, feel free to reach out. You can find me at sophie@cloudsurfingmedia.com. I do this for a living, and I love working with local businesses, helping people grow their business. So if you are interested in getting some SEO work done, or even in just dipping your toes into the SEO world and finding out, is SEO worthwhile for you? An analysis like this is a great way to do it. So feel free to reach out. I'd love to chat.